Welcome to Beyond the Hustle, the podcast where real stories live. We go beyond the highlight reels and bring you bold, raw, and revealing conversations with entrepreneurs who have hit rock bottom and come back up again. Because you see, behind every successful business lies a story of risk, resilience, and sometimes real failure. This is where we unpack the missteps, the missed chances, the mess ups that became powerful lessons and stories of success. So, if you are looking to build something big, if you are dreaming of setting up a business, or just tired of faking it till you make it, this is your space and this is your show. Here, we have real founders, real failures, and real fuel for your journey. Come on, let's go beyond the hustle. Hello and welcome to Beyond the Hustle. As usual, today we bring you some things that you will learn firsthand. And as I usually would say, it is such an error to wait and make the mistakes yourself. As an entrepreneur, you fail. But sometimes when you have a little guidance, a little mentoring, you listen to what other people have been through, you can avoid some of the pitfalls and get better faster. And so today, I hope you will pay all the attention that you need to pay and listen to us as we bring you beyond the hustle. Every business starts as a hustle, but over time, you need to turn it into a lasting, successful business. It's not an easy journey, but it is doable. And I'm excited because today is special. All that we are shooting is coming from the office of this person who gave us the space to do this. And he's just nobody. He's a very important person in my life. And I'm proud to say that he's my brother. He's a hustler, but he's also made a lot of strides. And I believe that today, in very simple terms, he will share with us some of the things that he has learned along the journey. So help me welcome my brother. He's my kid brother. So no matter how old he is, he's my kid brother. And welcome, Kweku.
Thank you very much, Boahemaa.
Kweku, Derrick, which one do you prefer?
Derrick Kweku Dankyi.
Derrick Kweku Dankyi.
Exactly.
All right. So tell us about yourself, something brief, and then your entrepreneurial journey. How did you get in, and where are you now?
Okay, it's good afternoon or good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. As Boahemaa said, I'm Derrick Kweku Dankyi, and I'll add that quickly. I'm the kid brother of Boahemaa, the senior hustler. Some of us are in the middle, progressing small in the hustling area. Where do I start from? I come from a family of 5. I'm the third. I started my entrepreneurial journey about 15 years ago. I worked with some financial institutions and saw a big chance to get into the financial space. So I got into building my own solutions for my financial institution. It got successful, diverted to form an IT company, and then moved into other areas in government projects, into building fintech solutions, and then adding more value to the existing businesses that I have. So I'm a math student. I did maths in tech. I like learning, but I was a dropout in my master's.
Badge of honor.
I was a dropout in my master's, but I read around a lot, and I love innovation and technology, and I always want to be at the forefront of every up and coming technology. So at the moment, I'm into AI, doing some 1 or 2 activities there as well. So in brief, this is who I am. I have 4 kids. I'm married. And I don't know.
Yeah, I think as we go along, what he didn't add was that we've been on some entrepreneurial escapades together. If you are my brother, you definitely would have done something with me because I'm always trying to do something. And one of the projects that we ended up doing was a microfinance project. There are many facets to that story we want to share. For starters, co-founders. You know, one of the master classes, I talk about how you choose your co-founders. Your friends may not necessarily be good partners, and that friendship ended badly. My friend took me to court, and we've patched up, but it wasn't an easy journey. But one of the crucial mistakes we made at a certain point in the business was to step back and give it to somebody that we thought had the caliber and quality that will be able to run the business. I think that must have been the biggest mistakes of our lives. Can you share your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
What did we do that caused that business to fail? Because, I mean, for me, failure is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
There are learning curves, and we learn from that.
Yeah.
But looking back,
Yeah.
what do you think we didn't do right?
Yeah. I think you said it all. One of our key mistakes was we didn't have patience to grow the business, and we haven't built enough structures to enable us exit successfully. And always a founder and a business owner and an entrepreneur always has the vision to run the company to the next stage. But if you jump out at an early stage thinking the business was strong enough, and you rely too much on technocrats who haven't done what you're doing before.
Yeah.
That was our greatest mistake we did.
Yeah.
And once we jumped out, we were not really monitoring because we thought it was in the hands of
Yeah.
a technocrat.
Yeah.
And I feel we just spent 2 years and we had over 50,000 clients.
Yeah.
If we've stayed in that business for the next 10, 15 years,
Yeah.
we would have been the biggest financial institution by this time.
Yeah.
But because we were not patient to wait for the next stage, we jumped out quickly,
Yeah.
thinking that is the right course. And then we ended up...
For me, one of the things I again learned was, I mean, the role of a board.
Yeah.
And being a shareholder and a director in a business. It sounds nice. I'm shareholder, I'm director. But when the problem hits the fan, the person who ran the business now was being paid because the business had collapsed. And we, the shareholders and directors, were in court. Battling it in court with so many issues. I mean, we have hustled, Charlie. the journey has been long, but it taught us lessons. So I think when you are even putting your board together, if you are sitting on a board, so many things we have to look out for that we don't, but it's a very useful experience. Don't jump out of the business too quickly. Let's even push it one step further. How involved should you be in the understanding the financials, the marketing of the business? How involved should you be as an entrepreneur?
So I think the first phase is you have to make sure whoever is taking over from you understands the core vision and is willing to carry on to the next level.
Okay.
If you allow him to bring his own vision, you've deviated from your own course. And you started it with that vision.
Yeah.
So once you stick to that vision with that person and you train him to be able to understand your vision to the next level, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
The second stage, as you said, is the structure and you still getting involved at the directorship where the directors meet and take decisions. Once you're able to get a firm grip, which I've done very well in my second exit of my other company, because I want my businesses to live after me. So I'm always experimenting, hesitating to let other people take over. So once you're able to do that and still hold a key role in the day-to-day activity of the company, you've done it to an extent. I'm sure after some years, if the company is so solid,
how are you doing it? Can you share with us? Because it's very dicey for a lot of people.
Okay.
Because for me, I am looking at not being in day to day, but it's so difficult because you step back just a little, and there are challenges. And you need to, But how are you doing this successfully so that? Because like they say, if the business cannot function without you. It's still a job. It's not a business. So how are you doing it with your second project that is being successful? What do you do as an entrepreneur on that?
So first I moved to the board. I became the board chairman, and the board was meeting once every month to start with, not the normal 3 months board. And then I made sure that I understood the finances well, and I also understood a lot more about the human resource aspect of the business.
Okay.
And then once we're meeting every month, we're focused on just every time we're on top of the thing issues. And then after some time, we now moved to 3 months. By that time, the business was solid enough and was running on its own. So you just don't have to jump on and leave it and follow the normal status quo. Board meets 3 times a year and all that. No. And you don't also relax. Once you're doing monthly, you are in control of it. And then you make sure that some of the key nerves of the business, you understand it.
Yeah.
One is finance. Make sure that the accounting...
So are you still signing checks, or that also has been ceded to
I've gradually
the person?
moved on to a point where now I authorize some of when they exceed a particular amount.
Okay.
Because it got to, initially when we started, every transaction was going through us. I was signing every transaction. Every check that goes out, I have to sign it. But gradually we've let go a lot of the transactions. Now we have a minimum that has to come to the board. So you don't just let go. You do it gradually. And then once you're doing it gradually, the person that you are grooming to take over from you understands the business models better and appreciate where you are taking the business to. But when you leave it overnight and jump to another thing, by the time you come, they mess up things.
A friend of mine who has also been on the show, Dr. Moosai, his thesis for his doctorate, he wrote on something called self-protective leadership, African businesses and self-protective leadership, because you have all the different types of leadership, transactional, where it's just come and do your work, I pay, you go away, everything is still in my hands, or transformational. Here you are giving people room to operate, you are pampering them, you are allowing them to share their vision as part of the, and he was that none of them work around here. But the self-protective is where you know that when it comes to the crunch, people will just take their bags and leave you. And leave you with your capital and your problems. Have you had any situation in all this journey that you sat back and realized, Charlie, I should have been a lot more protective of what I have established. I gave too much room for employees to come in and then they let me down. Have you had any such experience?
I think the G Life experience you said was one major one. And that one is what it defines. Whatever you said goes to that. You just leave the whole company to one person who doesn't really understand what you were doing, your vision, and how you want to take the business to that level. So I've had that bitter experience before, and it really took me down. It took me down till even getting up was very difficult. But at the end of the day,
at a point, snakes,
GRA,
we were going to snake courts.
In fact, we lost that case.
Yeah.
So we have to pay staff at a point in time. So when you go through, and it also helped, once you go through all these, you begin to understand how simple mistakes can land you in very complicated problems. So you don't just let go your vision because you want to build continuity. You do it gradually. And you don't just rush into, because somebody mixed one or two things, just run the business with the person for some time before you let it go. So it's happened several times. The major one was a J Life one, and it really took us down.
Ideas. I can meet this man this week. He has this idea. 2 weeks later, I meet him. We have moved on to something else. What is that one idea that you didn't implement, that with the benefit of hindsight you were thanking God that you didn't implement or invest in? Because they come all the time, and sometimes for some reason you don't go to market with. What is that one business idea that you were thanking God that, hey, thank God I didn't start this business, otherwise problem?
Do you want to hear that?
Yes.
I did something on Forex for some time.
Okay.
And it took off very well. But now that the city has moved from 17 to 11, it's good I didn't go commercial.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have put a lot of people in trouble. Yeah. That was one idea. I never took it. But there's been several of them.
Yeah.
Where idea comes every day. But it depends on when you want to go to market with it. When you're young, you jump quickly and start playing around the idea and start involving a lot of people. Now I take my time, think through, cook it, pilot it.
How have you come to that point? Because it takes a lot of maturity to get here. And a lot of, how have you been able to control that edge to jump to market immediately the idea comes?
So I feel as I get older, I have responsibilities. Now I have 4 kids. that you can feel.
Yeah.
And you have a family that you need to feed. So you need you can't play around a lot of things and make mistakes and put yourself, and
Like you used
our economy and
Yeah.
our system doesn't promote you to make mistakes with ideas. Once you make mistakes with your idea, you'll be crushed.
Yeah.
So as you grow older, you begin to realize you don't rush to market with ideas. If you're young and you have limited responsibilities, you can jump to every little thing.
Yeah.
Plus, you also don't want to disappoint a lot of people
Yeah.
because you are one of them. Boahemaa, today we are doing this. Tomorrow I'm tired. I'll do it again. It begins to become your habit, and you don't want that to continue. But as you grow older, your responsibilities and a few other things that adds up to your life makes it. Don't jump to market. Take your time. Plus, if you add the numbers, if I have 1,000 customers and I make 1,000 CDs from them, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
We have a friend like that.
if I add 1,000 and 1 million and I make one CD from each of them,
then 1 million a month.
it doesn't work.
Why does it not work?
I think
we are too optimistic.
I think it's not that simple. You see, once the idea is very simple and straightforward, why hasn't anybody done it?
Exactly.
You see, because
you're not the only smart
You're not the only smart one. Everything you think about, somebody has tried it.
Yeah.
So, but the more the idea takes shape, the more it becomes a little bit complicated. The more you have to think through and think through. It becomes a model that will exist once you implement it. Because a lot of people don't take the pain to go to the next stage. As soon as the idea drops, he tries it today, it fails, he comes, they won't do it again. But once you go on to the next stage, it becomes something that a lot of people can just replicate it.
Yeah.
And it becomes something you can move with.
Yeah.
So I think time, age,
yeah,
all helps in some of these areas.
One of the things that every entrepreneur has to deal with when you are moving the hustle to trying to get into a business, when you are scaling, is funding.
Yes.
And there are also so many models. Sometimes you are looking to borrow money, sometimes you are looking for equity partner. What is your take on this? What has been the struggle, especially with equity partnership? That because they will tell you that don't highly gear the business, don't go into too much debt in the beginning. So you are looking for people who are interested to come along on the journey. What has been your experience? How easy or difficult is it to have a partner? And at what point do you think it is ripe to get other people? And when they are coming, what do you do? What are the kind of agreements you need to have in place? Because I know you have some experience in that field.
I think it's been difficult in that area, I must admit. Our system here provide opportunities for especially those who come with cash investment. They can put it in treasury bill and make 2%, put it in this. So in their mind, if they drop something in your business, they're expecting some good returns. So it's difficult for you to convince people to drop in for long-term, medium. They don't want to think about that. So it's been more of you have to get people who believe in your dream, and your business model should be so convincing that it can turn around people's money a bit faster than what you anticipate. Otherwise, it has to be close relatives and friends. They even get tired at a point in time. But you have to make sure your business model can really make money for whoever is coming on as soon as practicable. If you can't convince yourself and whoever is coming on that your business model can turn around his money quickly, then you should be willing to really use family, friends for some time before you go to the next stage. One of our problems too is synergies. It's difficult for people to get people of like-minded
to come
together to do that. I don't know whether it's a problem with us, but in other developed world, when you talk to people, they'll connect with this person and 2, 3. Every entrepreneur or business that started with 2 or 3 people, especially in the tech world. But here you struggle to get partners. Either they won't understand you, they move to the next stage, or they think you are being slow, or they'll get a job and they are happy with that. And that is a major problem to all of us. We are still struggling with it. We wish we've gotten those areas right, and our business would have been in a different position altogether.
Okay, but we have a lot of consult and support in terms of helping small businesses to access these kinds of funds. Have you had any kind of support? Like, where do you look for such support?
It's been zero. I think the only area we got so close was MasterCard.
Okay.
And I know it's one of your dreams.
Yeah.
It's one big area that we need it.
Yeah.
I think there are so many young entrepreneurs around.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a 12-year-old boy who goes around the area washing cars to make money. That is my son.
Yeah.
And I'm asking myself, if this guy wants to go into a venture,
Yeah.
who will even mind him?
Nobody.
You won't get people coming
Yeah.
to his aid.
Yeah.
Yet it's demonstrated to me that he wants to do something on his own.
Yeah.
He will do lemonade and try selling in the area. And I'll say, Master, you will do this and no investor will come to your aid. Just go to school and get someone or two.
Become some doctor.
When you get there, you cannot think about business. But that is not supposed to be the issue.
Yeah.
Because when I see his charisma and what he's capable of doing, if we can start grooming such talent from this time around and start giving them seed money to play around, we'll be in the next position.
Yeah.
So I know that's one of your key visions you have. We pray that you get a lot of money to do it. Because that is an area that if some of us have gotten support in our early 30s, and jumped to where we're supposed to be, would have been in other countries, a lot more countries by now. Would have expanded to other places, but we're still running around in Ghana trying to get something to work. Although we've tried putting something outside Ghana.
I think having come on this journey, one of the mindsets I'm trying to get people to deal with is the acceptance of failure. When you're an entrepreneur in these parts, I don't know about you, but when you fail at something, people look at you like you're a criminal. Like, why did you borrow bank money and go into a venture and it failed? But they forget that the entrepreneurial journey is one of risk. And sometimes you calculate all the risk you need to calculate, but something happens and the business just doesn't work. In the book, Beyond the Hustle, you talk about a project you went to do in the Volta region on facial recognition. And anytime I read it, I laugh. Can you share that story? Because in your mind, you had it all set. I'm sure if you had approached an investor, they would have been convinced that this is a business that is going to. Nobody goes into business to fail. You know, share that story and why I think people should be open to the concept of failure.
So I think be watching out for the second coming of J Life. I told you I have unfinished business.
I'm going to invest.
I'm using my old experience to rebuild something. That's what this experience is coming from. So I think as a fintech, a technology person, we're always looking at things that will catch the eye of the investor. One of the key things that we saw when we're deploying was that people want authentication, facial recognition, thumbprinting, and all that. So I have all these platforms I'm building. I want to build a fintech around Susu. That is our traditional way of savings and doing this. I'm building a fintech around it. And I got to a place where I have to go and pilot. And a friend introduced me to Aflao. So we said, okay, that's a good area to start. Let's start deploying it. Now, I wanted to be such that when you are signing on somebody or he's withdrawing his money, you hold the phone, you show to him, you authenticate him, and that's the best technology. Because we can't sign well, people are not too educated. Now, you get to Volta region, we start signing them on. The first challenge we had was when you ask their date of birth, they are reluctant. Meanwhile, you need a date of birth to analyze a lot of data in your books. You put the phone in front of me, them they're like, what the hell this guy is doing? So for 1 week, a few people were signing on. So I rushed to Aflao again. So this technology, there's a problem. Why? They think once you ask their date of birth, when they save with you, kill them and take their money. Number one. Number two is that when you show the phone to their face,
and it opens.
It shows that you are taking their facial picture to Nogbokpo somewhere
to kill them.
So they will not sign up because of these two things.
Wow.
And this is a traditional thing with them, a cultural thing. They don't trust themselves with some of these things. But as a fintech company, your investors in US somewhere,
they don't understand
they
that
are
cultural
crazy about
nuance.
this thing. As soon as you put the thing. So I've come to a point where I now understand that we have to build our own technology. We have to get our own investors. And we have to blend our culture and technology to get to the next stage. Otherwise, we'll import all the technology and in fact, this setback for 1-2 weeks, nobody was signing on. As soon as we broke it and went back to the traditional one that they understand, they just fill a form. You just capture 1 or 2 information. We now have over 4,000 people signing on.
Wow.
In less than 1 year.
So the piloting was crucial.
It was crucial.
Because otherwise you'd have...
I was building it with that standard. Because we've done ISO. And ISO recommends all these things. You've done international standardization. It recognizes all these things. Now you come back to your traditional place.
Do their testing.
For Christ's sake.
In rural Ghana.
Take your technology.
The
same thing with the Susu. People just don't get it. So when you take this to an international investor, and they will just say, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's time we look for internal solutions to fix our problems.
What
especially
is
when
the one characteristic or two characteristics that you think every potential entrepreneur should have? Otherwise, don't even start. Two key or mindsets or characteristics or principles that you think every entrepreneur should have.
One is don't think products that work in UK will work in Ghana.
Okay.
Or work in this part. In fact, product that will work in Ghana, when you go to Sierra Leone, they might not even work.
Yeah. You need to understand the context.
You have to understand the context and the people you are dealing with. I think one mistake we've done is that we don't blend local solution with foreign.
Yeah.
It's working in UK. You bring it to Ghana, you think it will work. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, developing a solution, solutions is what makes you an entrepreneur. Once you fix a problem, you can make money out of it. You have to blend the local content.
Yeah.
Once you understand the local content, if it's jollof you are preparing, we like spices, jollof or something.
Yeah.
Try to be local first before you look at how do you scale it up. Because some of our local things are not scalable.
Yeah.
So if you want to scale it up, how do you do the local and still scale it up?
Yeah.
And that's where technology comes in. But you do the technology that meets the people's need.
Yeah.
Once you deviate from there,
there's a problem.
And we have two key things, religion and culture.
Yeah.
These two has to come in.
Yeah.
I had a partner in Tamale who were doing group lending. Not even one person defaults. When the person dies, according to a religion they are in, they have to pay for the person. Otherwise, he will not have peace in wherever he's going.
In the
Asamando. So when the family people collect the money, they will come and pay.
But not here in the south.
It doesn't work that way here.
Yeah.
So those dynamics are critical for an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And as I move into the next phase, I begin to realize, okay, if we don't get this mixed well, we will always not build successful businesses.
Yeah.
But those who get the mix well don't look at scalability.
Yeah.
Scalability is how do you leave the business to the next generation? How do you take it to the whole Ghana, to the whole world?
Yeah.
How do you continue to do that?
Yeah.
And once you're able to do that well, and sometimes when I go to these food vendors, I see it well. KFC sometimes, in fact, I went to Kumasi sometime there was one on the run or so. They were doing fufu at on the run.
Wow.
You can
because
imagine.
If they don't,
you
the
have to meet
work.
the Kumasi people.
Localizing
I was working with them some years back. We went to Kumasi to do a survey. I said, if you don't do fufu and you don't do their dish here, nobody will come and buy rice here. They were arguing with me.
Yeah.
They started the years back. I visited them. Fufu was there.
Yeah.
So they are even learning that. And the Chinese
localize.
even do it.
Yeah.
They don't take shito.
Yeah.
When you go to other countries and you go to a Chinese restaurant, there's no shito there.
Yeah.
But when they came to Ghana, they had
shito. Yeah.
So we have
need
to understand the local content. It's very critical.
And
once
research
you get it right,
into the area you are going to and all of that.
So as an entrepreneur, these are the two things.
The two things.
Understand the local content and two, how do you scale up?
Yeah.
Because if you are not able to look at the scalability, you will die with your vision.
The vision will remain small forever.
Exactly.
It will continue to be a hassle forever.
It will be you.
Yeah.
And once you die or you don't get excited about it, that's the end of the business.
And I think that's the story of our parents and our grandparents. They all had very thriving businesses. But once they left nothing.
Exactly.
And I think that's very important. And personally, I am of the opinion that if we start our students very early to experiment, to try the business, support them, allow them to fail, guide them, mentor them. Once they come into the real world, even if they are going to work in an organization, their mindset is different. They think entrepreneurial. And that's why we are launching the Haizel Fund for university campuses, where we allow the students to come with their ideas. We support them, mentor them, provide some little seed capital for them to try their hands at business. And hopefully some of them will scale, some will fail, but it's all part of the learning curve. Yeah. And you would have mentors like my brother coming on when we go to the campuses to speak and mentor some of these young ones. So I'll give back. If you buy the book Beyond the Hustle, a percentage is going into this fund to support that entrepreneurial development. It's my life's dream, and I know that it's time for us to get into that space and give back and support. So buy the book, buy for your friend, and let us build this fund that will go towards entrepreneurial development on our campuses. It is best when you don't have responsibility, like my brother said, to do all the failing, because there will come a time that you don't have that opportunity. I am sure that you picked a lot of things in this short interview. Follow us on all our socials, BT Hustle GH. You won't miss anything that we post. Share your reviews, your comments, subscribe, share this with somebody. Let's go viral. Let everybody listen to these things. I mean, the beefing and unnecessary things we are doing on TikTok is enough. It's time we share these important solutions and help to build this country in our own small way. Until we come your way again, it's me. Also on the master classes, don't forget that we are teaching on the master classes. You can go there, make your notes, and learn something and put it in your business. Stay blessed and see you on the next episode of Beyond the Hustle.